Alright everybody, welcome back to the Hawkmock Motovlog. I'm Jeff.
I'm Alex.
And today's video is about custom dynamics. So back in April, we decided to do a complete re-overhaul of all the lighting on the bike. So we have an Amazon headlight up front, but that's not about this video. The front turn signals, rear turn signals, brake light, and the tour pack arms are all through custom dynamics. So we want to do a little video about it and kind of talk to you guys because Alex is actually running the tail light as well, and he's in the process of trying to get turn signals, and that's about it because you don't have the
I only
arms.
have the front and rear turn signals.
So
Maybe some fog lights.
oh yeah,
Maybe some fog lights down the road. Yeah.
so Custom Dynamics actually makes fog lights for all bikes. However, on both our Road Glides, we have an accessory switch, and from a little bit of research we've done, it looks like we can actually tie it into that, so then it's just up on the dash, so we can control it when we need to. So, what we have here is the front turn signals, rear turn signals, brake light, tour pack arms, and their load equalizer. So on pre-2014 bikes, there's something called a CAN bus system. What that system in Harleys at least allows it so you don't need to run a load equalizer. When I had my Dyna, I had run a different company and their taillight, and I had to run a load equalizer, and that bike was an 07. So no stranger to me, I knew I'd have to run one on this, and I went through Custom Dynamics to get their own. So that's where we're going to start, is with the load equalizer. Custom Dynamics sells a load equalizer. They also have one called a triple play. Now, can you hit the brake for me real quick? That's what their triple play allows you to do. My brake light, as you can see, turn signals and tour pack arms all run in sync, if you will. So when you hit it, it strobes. Now there's 10 settings on their triple play system. Now personally for me, I found 9 out of 10 of them quite obnoxious and probably will cause a seizure for somebody behind you. Now, in this day and age of riding motorcycles, if you've stayed tuned for this long, you kind of know what we're about and what we do here. It's a lot harder for people to see us, and we actually talked about this earlier. Part of that is because cars have come such a long way. I know the new Dodge Ram has like a 22-inch touchscreen in it, and everybody's glued to their cell phone. But enough about that. Back to Custom Dynamics. Their load equalizer with the triple play allows you to fine-tune the brightness of your turn signals, and I have them as bright as they can go. It also allows it so everything works in sync. Now on this bike, I don't have upper brake lights, so I have to rely on my taillight. The taillight I chose from them was called the True Beam, and pretty much as you can see, it's got these little LED bars in it and just more vision. So the other thing is we went all smoked for this. Now personally, I like the way smoke lights look better when the bike is off. They also have clear with red. That's honestly personal preference. So far so good. The one thing I do want to mention is, so a couple months ago we took a ride. When we got to our destination, right before we got there, I don't know if it was I hit a pothole or what happened. I talked about it on another video when my saddlebag popped open. Well, it had happened this time as well. And what ended up happening is if you don't run the load equalizer, you actually get a little light on your dash, and it looks like a key. And what that is it's your bike telling you that you have a bulb out. Now, with LEDs, where this bike didn't really come with them, it requires less power. So when it requires less power, it thinks that a bulb is out. The load equalizer makes it think that there's more power in the circuit. Damn light. So that system ended up shorting out somehow. My lights all still worked, but the light came on. So I ended up calling Custom Dynamics, talked to them. They had me take a picture of the module itself. There was some numbers on the back. Emailed it to them. Then that was at like 4 o'clock. The next day I got a phone call from them saying, hey, it's covered under warranty, we're sending it right out. Plugged the new one in, haven't had an issue since. So back to the settings. So there's about 10 settings that you can adjust on it, and they're mild to wild is how I put it. I think this is a 3-second burst and then it stays solid. Personally, that's what I want to run. There's 100 different, well, not 100, there's 10 different settings you can do, and you can really get into customizing it. Now, this bike doesn't have the Magic Strobe Kit, which is a bunch of lights you add underneath, and you can actually set that to go to red when you hit your brakes, so it gives a ground effect, which, like I said before, today's day and age, the more you can be seen, the better off you are. So, little talk about it too. Installation is super easy. It is all plug and play. The only difficult part we found was when installing the Torpac arms. Because of this bike, I've hit up a few people that have had 2011 Road Glide Ultras where they only have these LED strips on the side. It mounts a little different, so the instructions weren't 100% clear, but we ended up figuring that out, I would say. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but here nor there. We figured it out, did what we had to do.
Trial and error.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error, but it got everything working. It was kind of one of those things where we just had to like step back for a minute and, okay, this works, this works, this works, this isn't working. Okay, let's go back a step and figure out why it's not working. Another thing I do want to mention is with the visibility aspect. So I kind of touched on it earlier. Me and Alex ride a lot at night, especially traveling. You don't know where you're necessarily going to be. And it happens to be one of those things where, you know, you're running, it's summertime now, so it's still light out till about 8:30 or so. Stupid train. Every time we go to shoot, man, there's a damn train. But especially at night, coming home, it's really nice. Alex usually rides behind me, but when it starts to shift tonight, I have him actually pull up either beside me or run in front of me, and I'll run behind. So when I hit the brakes, like you're gonna do right now, there's no mistaking that we're stopping. Now, the other thing I will say about the Custom Dynamics setup is it is pricey. But don't let the price deter you. It's 100% US made. They stand behind their product 100%. And I know for me personally, if I'm gonna spend my hard-earned money and try to get something, I want the best product I can. Now, one thing I do want to mention is with these Torpac arms, the stock Harley ones I think have 8 bulbs. These have 26. That alone is amazing. Now, can you hit my right direction real quick? The other cool thing is, as you can see in the video, they light up. Now, the stock Harley ones that I have do not light up. These ones do. Like I said, it's the name of the game nowadays is visibility. So with that being said, if you're thinking about doing it, go with the best. The front turn signals, I will touch on those. They are white at all times, and then when you go to hit your directional, they actually turn amber and blink, and that's a kind of a neat feature to have. I did notice riding at night a few times, the little bit of light that they do give off, it actually does help a little bit. We are talking amongst ourselves right now. We're going to reach out to Custom Dynamics about getting a set of fog lights. And like I said, running them to that auxiliary switch on our dash. When we rode with TJ and Steph Thompson, the ornery one, TJ has them on his bike, and I was asking him how does he like them at night, and it was funny, we were in the back of the pack, and there was another bike with us, and then them, and just looking up ahead, he was lighting up the whole road, which was amazing to say the least. Now, the other thing is, when we do call Custom Dynamics and figure out what everything's going to cost and everything like that, we're thinking we're going to get him some, what do we figure? Maybe some Torpac lights.
Torpac lights, yes. Some turn signals.
Yep.
Maybe the fog lights as well.
You're going to have to run the whole load equalizer like I did.
Me having a much older style than he does.
Yep. So they actually, right in here, can't really tell, but there's a blank piece. They actually sell a filler piece, and then you can actually get LEDs that go in there as well. And like I said, obviously the name of the game is being seen. So we're looking into those, looking into adding something up back here a little more just so we can be seen. And also, they have bag strips. So they're little LEDs, they all tie into everything, and pretty much when you hit your brakes, they'll light up, they'll blink with your turn signals. We're also looking into, on the saddlebag hinges for us, they have an insert that doubles as a directional. Kind of like I said before, and I can't harp on it enough, today's day and age, people aren't paying attention. And I feel, especially at night, where, you know, the headlights have come such a long way and the cars are doing a lot more. We got 2 wheels and some sheet metal. We don't have 4 wheels and a couple thousand pounds.
Plastic too.
Yeah, fiberglass. The more you can do to be seen, the safer you are. They also do sell a strip for up here. We've talked about that, but we're not sure. We might do that as well. We're not, like I said,
I mean, if you have the bag up here like we had on the trip, it won't really matter, but
right.
it does not hurt to have the little extra light.
Right. And the big thing with that too is we were kind of talking about where it is up higher, it might attract a little more attention. But if we get them in mounted up here, that will definitely help as well. So do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have any questions about Custom Dynamics, thoughts, opinions, there's 100 lighting companies. This is just who we happen to run. We, like I said, had the one issue with the load equalizer and they jumped right on it. They helped us out, sent the new one out. I think I talked to them, like I said, Monday or Tuesday, and by Friday I had the new one in my hand and back
We
in.
went out that Saturday.
Yeah. So, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Drop a comment down below. Until the next time, keep the rubber down and shiny up.